everyone, it's Sarah and I am here with a silhouette video. I haven't done one in forever, so I'm going to try to get this done and get it uploaded tonight even, so I have some pretty lofty goals. But basically what we're going to do today is we are going to pull an image off of Google and we're going to trace it and we're going to turn it into something we can cut out with heat transfer vinyl so that we can iron it onto a onesie. So I was given a request. My babies are almost out of onesies now, and they're usually just running around in their underwear lately. But she gave me an idea that she wanted done, and so the idea that she had a pacifier. So I went to Google and I found a pacifier that we could use, and that's what it looks like. So you can go ahead and paste it onto your page, upload it, just take a screenshot of it even, download it to your computer and then upload it and import it into your screen. And then we're going to go, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click the trace button up here and we're going to click select trace area. And we're just going to trace over the part that we want to cut out. Now we're pretty lucky with this image because it's a pretty straightforward image, and just by tracing it on its own without making any adjustments to the high pass filter, low pass filter, threshold, it has a pretty good trace here. So we could maybe touch it up a little bit, but it's really, I mean, it really looks good. So there are three different ways we can apply our trace method. I'm going to show you the three different ways and show you how they differ. Okay, so we could trace and detach. Okay, then it would look like this, which is not going to do us any good right now, but it does come in handy for some projects. Okay, so we could also trace just the outer edge. So if we just wanted to do a shadow of this image for a different a layout or a scrapbook page or something, then we could do that and just trace the outer edge, okay? Since we're doing vinyl, we actually want to trace all of the parts, so we're going to click trace. Then we're going to go ahead and move this out, okay? And then there's a little bit of touching up here that we're going to do. We're going to take these little pieces out because we don't need them, and then we're going to take out some pieces down here so that we don't have tiny, tiny little outlines for our vinyl. We actually have big chunks to iron onto the shirt. So by doing that, I'm going to right click and I'm going to release compound path. I'm going to delete all of these little pieces in here because we don't need them. And I'm just clicking on them and deleting, clicking delete. Okay. And then, like I said, this would give us just an outline, like a tiny little trim, and we don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to erase some of these parts so that we don't have that. So I'm going to click on the inner layer and delete that. So now we're going to have this big chunk, okay? And then inside of here, we also have those little just traced lined images. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete in here too. We're going to delete the outer edge here. So now we have this big chunk that's connected to this piece, and then these pieces cut out that will also transfer. So when we're weeding, we'll actually take out this whole piece right here, and the rest will remain. Okay, down here where the ring is, we also need to take out some parts. So the part we're going to take out is actually this inner piece. And sometimes you just kind of play around with it to kind of see which one you need to take out so that it cuts right. You can also always try to cut out on paper first so you know what you're cutting out exactly. So this is what we have, okay? So now if I wanted to see what we were cutting, I could take apart the pieces and we know what pieces we have, okay? So we have this piece, like I said, a big chunk, and then that little piece will come out of it, and then we'll have this big chunk with those two pieces out of it. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and group them all together, right click and group. And that's it. We have our little pacifier. Okay, so then what she wants to do is she wants to make a onesie that has some words in the pacifier on it. So she wants try not. And since we're doing this with heat transfer vinyl, it's always better if we have the bold option, just so that we don't have teeny tiny little pieces. This is a Cubs shirt for her daughter. I'm not a Cubs fan, so I don't quite get it, but she asked if I would make it. So I love making onesies, and she's actually going to do the ironing on, and I'm just going to send her the piece for her to do for herself. So that's it. So now we just need to resize it. She's given me the measurements of the onesie, so it just needs to be a bit smaller than this. Yeah, about less than 4 by 5. So there we go. That's what we have there. And so now that that's done, we are ready to go to the silhouette. So I will meet you over there. Okay, here we are. We have our heat transfer vinyl loaded into the silhouette, and we're ready, and we're all plugged in. So the last thing we want to do is we want to highlight everything, and we're going to flip it horizontally so that it's actually going to cut out backwards because it's going to get ironed onto the shirt. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to find heat transfer vinyl. Oops, that's flocked. It's not flocked. Smooth. Okay. It says we need to be at a level 2. So that's where I'm going to put my cutting blade on, and then we're going to go ahead and send the silhouette. Okay. I don't have my overhead camera set up yet, so it's getting a little bit difficult in my new craft room, but I pulled it out and we're just going to quick weed it. So I'm going to do this as quickly as I can, since you guys can't see much. Okay. Now that I got a good little hold of it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to keep it close. The sticky part, and remember, I'm not going to be ironing it on for her. I told her I would do it. I have a t-shirt press here, but she wants to do it. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do this, and I'm not going to make you guys watch all of this, and then I'll just show you the finished product. Well, the finished product for us. We'll see the onesie later, I'm thinking. And there we go. All I have to do is put this on a not sticky piece of paper that won't stick to it, and then she can go home and she can actually iron it on herself. So we're all done.